We've got a huge response on Google
Yeah.
with the Slender Man,
Yeah.
and obviously a lot of pop culture references at this point.
Yeah, Eric Knudsen, when he created the Slender Man, by his own admission, he said that he was inspired by things like the writings of H.P. Lovecraft. And the fact that the Slender Man has these weird tentacles kind of ties in with the whole Cthulhu thing with Lovecraft. He was also inspired by the legends of the Men in Black and the writings of Stephen King and things like this. And so a lot of people, I guess, could relate to the creepiness of it. And I think, unlike earlier sort of entertainment-based boogeymen like Freddy Krueger, the big difference is back then, in the 80s, when those movies came out, there was no internet.
Right.
So there was no way for this to spread like wildfire all across the world.
Right.
Today, it's very different. People saw the Slender Man images, they were like, oh my God, and they started sharing them here, there, and everywhere. And it did become a phenomenon between 2009, 2011. In the world of entertainment, it was just taking off here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it all is a lot of people got very obsessed by it in a negative way, where they started to believe the Slender Man was real and that they wanted to interact with the Slender Man. And almost, just in such a weird, disturbing fashion, where they felt that they wanted to not just interact with this Slender Man, but whatever he wanted to do, they would do it, And it all kind of culminated in 2014, May, when two young girls in Waukesha, Wisconsin, Waukesha is a small suburb of Milwaukee, attacked one of their former friends, stabbed her 19 times in the name of the Slender Man, who they told the police when they were interviewed that they chose to sacrifice their friends so they could become the Slender Man's proxy, as they described it. And this, it wasn't, anything along the lines of as a ploy to, get away with an insanity plea. They genuinely, if you watch the footage, they genuinely believed in the existence of the Slender Man to the point where, they would just commit the ultimate act. Now, fortunately, the young girl who was stabbed, Peyton Lutner, although she was stabbed 19 times, she made a really good recovery, both physically and psychologically as well, which is good. But the girls are now, they're not in jail, but basically out of society until they'll be in their well into middle age. But that was sort of the first real inkling that this phenomenon had gone from being a piece of kind of cool, creepy online entertainment to something that really we hadn't seen before. And in the wake of the first attack, there were actually a number of other attacks on family members. One involving a young girl who stabbed her mother, not seriously, thankfully. Another girl who actually succeeded in burning the house down. And a number of other cases as well. And it demonstrates how people blur the line between reality and fiction. And then, of course, you have the paranormal angle, where some people now claim to have seen the Slender Man in the real world. And the theory is the human mind, the collective hive mind of thousands of people, has sort of created a supernatural equivalent, which is now running crazily around the planet as an independent supernatural entity created by the human mind, rather than it just being something born of our imagination. Now, whichever way people look at it, the paranormal angle or just how something like this can so adversely impact on somebody's mind, it's hard to say. And certainly, there's a great deal of debate on that angle. But more than anything else, I think it demonstrates the sheer power of the internet and its ability when people post really kind of hypnotizing imagery, which really captures people's imagination, and how the lines between reality, fiction, the paranormal all become blurred, and sometimes in the most deadliest, dangerous, tragic fashion. I mean, with the girls who who attacked their friend. I mean, it's a tragedy for all three families.
It
The
is.
two girls who initiated the attack and the girl who was attacked. I mean, lives have just been close to destroyed, really.